Still trying to figure out how I'm going to shoot these, where I'm going to shoot these, how I'm going to light these. There's some things I need to work out still, but the number of films that I want to talk about is building up to the point where I got to take care of business. So we got 10 movies, 10 of them that we're going to talk about today, and so let's get right into it. First movie that I watched was Martin Scorsese's The King of Comedy, which is filled with painful, cringeworthy moments throughout in a good way. Robert De Niro's character goes through so many awkward circumstances and misunderstandings that by the end of the movie, John Coffey feelings for the guy. And De Niro gives a good performance alongside Jerry Lewis. This is a Scorsese movie, so you can expect all the actors to be on their A game. Decent script, some stellar camera work, but with Scorsese's projects, I'm always impressed by the editing. Thelma Schoonmaker is hands down one of the best editors ever. And even in a weaker Scorsese film, which I think shorter runtime and lesser level of ambition makes this, the way scenes are cut together elevates the whole project. And the same can be said for Gangs of New York, which is another Scorsese project that I also enjoyed. Don't even have to say that Daniel Day-Lewis was good in the movie, just Daniel Day-Lewis was in the movie, and that is a good thing. Also, I was happy to see Brendan Gleeson in a Scorsese flick. Big fan of his. But all in all, I feel like this is just one of those Scorsese movies that is pretty damn good, as opposed to the amazing movies that the director has made. I felt like this film was a little overlong, and there were a few other things, elements of the film that let me down, but still a good movie. The Burbs is a movie I respect on some level, but it falls short of being a great movie. If you're looking for some whimsical fun, this is a good choice because it's technically pretty well done, but don't set your expectations too high with this one. The Kids Are All Right is a film about a lesbian couple's children forming a relationship with their sperm donor, their papa, and shenanigans ensue. The way that the couple's relationship is portrayed is very mature, progressive, but otherwise this isn't that spectacular of a film. Fairly by the numbers, and I feel like this helps paint the same-sex relationships as just as legitimate as traditional ones, but at the end of the day, this movie just feels like the same old tune in a different key. Gotta give Lethal Weapon props for what it's done for the buddy cop movie. But as a first-time viewer, I wasn't super impressed with this movie. The conflict, the villain are as cliched as fuck, and overall the movie's not all that impressive. It's been done better by films that have come after this one using kind of the same template. Not a huge fan of this movie. It was fine. But The Nice Guys, also from writer, this time director, Shane Black, is great. Really enjoyed this movie, and I can honestly say it's the best thing I've seen from Shane Black and gave me exactly what I wanted from the writer-director of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's sharply written, Gosling and Crowe make a decent pair, and the movie has a lot of fun with the era in which it takes place. Certain elements like a lot of plot conveniences and a mediocre child or actress, which, I mean, watch now in 20 years she's going to win like 3 Academy Awards back to back to back. But anyway, those elements hold me back from giving this a higher rating, but I thoroughly enjoyed this movie and I'd say it's worth your money. So giving it a good 7 out of 10. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is decent. This is a movie I enjoyed, and it's one that I think people outside the high school mindset can still enjoy, as opposed to, say, The Breakfast Club. While Broderick's performance is a little dry at times, his character is genuinely charismatic, and the series of events that unfold are at least entertaining. This is still one of those movies where it's like, this happens, and then that happens, and then this happens, and after a while you have a movie kind of movie. And the pull for some kind of moral to the story or arc at the end is pretty hollow. But this movie does really shine in its little moments. David Lynch's Mulholland Drive is spectacular. Easily the best movie I'll talk about in this log, and a serious candidate for a 10 out of 10 from the cynical person that I am. This is the trippiest movie that I've seen since Natural Born Killers, and played me like a musical instrument. This is a rare movie in that the plot, or lack thereof, comes second to the ride in which the movie takes you on. And there's some apparent talent in the movie's ability to, at one moment, make me feel horrified, and at another, make me feel dramatically invested. And even if people don't exactly like this movie, I think we can all appreciate the artistic value of this work. So, this is a movie that I think is fantastic, but it's also one that I don't think is for everybody. Definitely has increased my respect for Mr. Lynch, and it's a movie I'll be revisiting. Because it was Memorial Day, and Mom wanted to, I watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. And I will say it was even worse than I thought it was going to be. The movie's a feeble collection of half-baked ideas and shameless references to the original. It's incohesive, even pitiful, poorly constructed, and I'm going with a 3 out of 10 on this one. But, closing out with Michael Mann's directorial film debut, Thief, I consider this movie a great find, and it adds hope to the search through lesser appreciated films. If you're a fan of the movie Heat, for example, as I am, this movie should definitely be on your to-watch list. Honestly, this movie was shot in 1981 and looks like it could have won an Academy Award for cinematography in 2006. There's some great characters here, particularly James Caan's character. Man, this is a really good movie. Let's get some adjectives in here. The movie's sleek, it's entertaining, it's well done, it's interesting. Check it out. That's Log 8. A lot of movies, and got a lot more to go. So, more logs in the future, and hopefully we'll get this whole format worked out. But for now, I'm afraid this is